Hey fellas, well, today I just saw the debut of Wandavision on Disney Plus, and so I'm gonna be starting back up with my first Disney Plus whole video of 2021 on looking at the first two episodes, which don't seem to have titles of it but I'll do my best to keep things relatively spoiler free, not just for this series, but also oh, only bring up the connections to the movies if they're relevant here. So let's get this started. The show is a sort of homage and send up to classic TV sitcoms, which follows both Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, played again by Elizabeth Olsen, and the Vision, and played again by Paul Bettany, moving to a new town called Westview, where everything may not be as it seems, even as they seem to have it all with a beautiful home, as well as a lot of nice townsfolk. And even with Viz being a whiz at the Computational Society, not everything as it seems, and I always kind of like how they can not only homage these classic sitcoms, but also, in a way, subvert those kind of ones in a way you might not be expecting. Ah, ah. And not just the fact that the first two ones are black and white, but also just making like the aspect ratio of watching this on my computer, which is 16 by 9 by default, and keeping like the old style 4 by 3 ratio, and even having little details like the separate beds and mock commercials for like a Stark brand and toaster oven and a Strucker wristwatch. I mean, so that's actually going to be one of my favorite things to try and do with series once the whole season's up. I mean, to not only like look at find all the Easter eggs, I mean, and the connections it has, because that's going to be the next major her plan for the series. I mean, they already planted the seeds in the multiverse in the end game, and to the point they're actually still gonna be really leaning to that for Phase 4 and 5. Even supposedly in this one, they're gonna try and set up a way to introduce the X-Men in the MCU in the near future, given how they're using elements from the House of M storyline. But once again, as someone who has not read it, at least not yet, and any praise or possible criticism I have for the series going forward will likely be self-contained. That said, I think the people they've chosen with production and have already managed to give it a unique look and feel. Mean with creator Jack Schaefer, who on top of co-writing Captain Marvel and upcoming Black Widow, fingers crossed about having some degree of immunity before it comes out. Ouch, also has worked on everything from The Hustle to Olaf's Frozen Adventure, as well as the film Timer. I have not seen that one yet, but it might be interesting. It also has the involvement of Matt Shackman, who, on top of directing the film Cut Bank, as well as several stage productions, and dating back to at least 2002, has quite a few TV credits on his belt, everything from House to Ugly Betty to Always Sunny in Philadelphia, uh, and recent ones including in the FX series Fargo, You Are the Worst. So definitely have a lot of people that definitely understand the material and put their own unique spin on it. And I must say that as even like the whole things like they're poking fun like a studio audience and having some titters at the wacky situations, and I just get a kick out of just how good the chemistry is between Bettany and Olsen. I mean, I'm definitely will be keeping up with the show over the next few weeks, and don't worry, I'm also working on my spoiler review of Wonder Woman 1984. If they want to have that out within the next few days, so I'll have to watch the movie again so I can start writing for it. So it's interesting, and that's it's only this second and superhero work I've dealt with over the last month, where they're basically invoking deliberate values dissonance, and it's where they're deliberately playing with the workplace dynamics and societal roles of the time. And it's not even the first time she was experimenting like this, and if this is going to be the business model going forward, Phase 1 5, I'm honestly all for it. So, and my next Indie Disney Plus video, which will be separate from other contents of my next few on movie logs, is going to be on something that's not as fraction as good as this show is. So, anyway, that's all to say for now, and I will see you all next week with my look at episode 3. Later.